Okay, the focus. Let's see. Right, the focus for this section is Unit Standard 242812, which is focusing on inducting a new member into a team. So a lot of these questions are very generic. What I want you to do is to try and contextualize it for the assessor. So where they sort of say something that's quite vague, I want you to think about how you would induct a new member into your team and try and be as practical and actionable as you possibly can when you are describing those specific things. Okay, so question number 1, outline how to receive a new member on a team. So page number 4 and 5, or section 1.1 in your learner guide, is going to give you the whole outline. Again, it's going to be quite generic. So things like introduce them, find out their skills, team them up with someone, give them all the information they need. So when it says those kinds of things, so introduce them, how would you introduce them? Find out their skills, how do you guys find their skills? Team them up with someone, how do you team them up with someone? And then give them the information they need. What information do you give to the people that you are inducting? So that's a good way for the assessor to know that you truly understand how to receive someone onto a new, how to receive a new member onto a team. All right, then question number 2, describe ways to welcome a new team member. So obviously they've arrived, now you need to welcome them. And so on page 7 and 8 of your learner guide, they're going to give you quite a large chunk, and look at the headings that they have on page 7 and page 8, and again, contextualize it to the way that you would welcome a new member. Then question number 3, describe how to introduce a new member of a team. So how would you introduce a new member of a team? And there is some ideas. There's step 1 to 6 on page number 23 and 24. So page 23 and 24 has some steps, but put in some of the steps that you would also follow. Then explain how the performance of a team is monitored. So that's going to be from page 32 to page 34. They are look at the key elements of monitoring a team. Okay, so there's 8 marks. Make sure that you hit 8 key points. Then explain performance targets and the responsibilities of the team. So that's going to be on page number 36 to 37. But obviously, again, in your team, how is the performance targets and the responsibilities of the team given over to someone who has just joined the team? So explain that. Then describe the policy for performance appraisal. So they talk about that on page 38 and 39. But again, you in your own context, how do you guys describe the policy for performance appraisal? What is it for your new members? How do they go through a development process based on a performance appraisal? And then the last one is describe the importance of training and development. Now, in your organization, why is it important to constantly be developed, to train, to develop? So some of the importance will be on page 49 and 50, and I want you to look at what are the benefits. So they're going to be listed, and if you put down most of the benefits, you are going to get the 10 marks. Okay, so that is the performance assessment. Very simple. Just follow where it is in the learner guide, but again, put some of your own individual points down, and that's going to definitely help the assessor to know that you understand induction processes. All right, then we have got the summative assessment. The summative assessment is also very much generic. But again, because it is the summative section, I want you to please be quite specific so that the assessor understands that in your context, this is how you would do it. And that then gives them the ability to mark you competent. So question number 1 says identify and explain how documents that a new team member requires are listed, and an indication is given of where each document can be sourced and who will assemble those documents. So if you think about a new recruit coming into your business, what documents would you give them? Why would you give them those specific documents? Who will get them? And where can you get them from? And so if you want to, page number 9 is just a very, very vague and generic overview, but I want you to be specific in terms of how you would do it. Then question number 2, describe the stationery equipment required. So in the job that they would do, what would be the stationery and equipment that they would use in order to do their job, and how would you give it to them? Then question number 3, explain the policies, procedures, and processes of the team or group. So you can go to page number 19, and it will give you some idea of the policies and processes and procedures. But I want you again to say, these are the policies that we would induct them on. These are the processes we would induct them on. These are the procedures that we would induct them on, and why would we do that? Then question number 4, describe regulations and rules of the organization, and an indication is given of the consequences of non-compliance. So what kinds of rules and regulations would you show them? Well, you're going to show them the code of conduct. You're going to show them the health and safety rules. And then we're going to tell them why they need to follow it. And then we will give them the consequences and why would we do all of that. So that would easily give you your 5 marks. Then describe the policy for performance appraisal. Okay, so you know what the policy for performance appraisal is. Maybe you guys have a 3-month probation period, and then every 6 months you do performance appraisal. KPIs are given. We monitor underperformance. If people are underperforming, then we put in training or coaching. We have a skills matrix, and that's going to help. So anything about the performance appraisal process that you guys use, perfect to do that. If you want more ideas, you can go to page 50 to page 53 of your guide. No, sorry, not, sorry, page 38. Page 38. So please don't move on. Page 38 will just give you some ideas, but ultimately I want to hear your ideas. And then question number 6, outline the career paths in your organization. Now, that's crucial because it helps someone to want to keep on growing, want to expose themselves to new concepts. And that's page 50 to page 53. And so you can go there and you can read about career paths. But then again, show the assessor. In our organization, this is how we do it. We show people how they could move from a trainee to an apprentice, from an apprentice to a team leader, from a team leader to a group leader, from a group leader to a line manager, and all of those things will come through in the career paths. And what does it do and how does it help? So really, I want you to look at it from your point of view, from your context. Give me some substance, look at the mark allocation, make sure that you give me enough key points so that I can give you all those marks. But I think that you are going to be quite okay in terms of doing that. If you do that, then you will be competent.